Well, it's over. It's totally over. What I told you was going to happen yesterday is happening right now. Yesterday, you were witnessing worldwide markets panicking. I was out to dinner last night, listening to people in the table near me talking about how important it was to get money out of the markets because the world economies are imploding. I saw, and all of you saw firsthand, a little taste of what you're about to see in a handful of months. And yesterday I said the next day, tomorrow, it's going to pop. And this is a dead cat bounce, and it's going to take a few days. It's going to last maybe a few weeks, and then something's going to trend downward. You are witnessing something so amazing. However, the time is really short, and this isn't doom and gloom. This is how it works. This ain't my first rodeo. This is my third economic cycle, and this downturn, it's not a joke, but it's the greatest opportunity to level up if you've been getting ready or if you're starting to get ready. I went out to lunch with a couple of very successful people. However, they don't see it that way. But they both told me one thing yesterday. We're this close. I feel like we're this close. Something's coming. Something's going to shift. And yeah, something is going to shift. And I may get into that conversation a little bit later, but I want to run through a handful of stories. Because right now, we see S&P rises as the benchmark tries to recover from the worst day in 2 years. It says here, check this story out. The popular carry trade is unwinding, and economists fear that the Fed rate cuts could make matters worse. Think about it. Right now, liberals are getting what they want. There's an amazing opinion piece I want to read, but people have been screaming and yelling for a Fed rate cut, and I want you to understand it does not matter. All the Fed does is stay behind the 2-year yield. They are reactionary because, and I've said this so many times, they do not want to be blamed for hurting a market. They want to take the credit when a market's doing well, but they don't want to be blamed for doing something wrong. And the Fed wants you out of work. There's no other way to stop inflation unless they raise the rate of unemployment. And they do that through currency manipulation and interest rate manipulation. That's it. But when it all comes down to it, the free market still runs this world. You've seen in the last 3 or 4 days, the 10-year bond plummet, the rate plummeting because people were so afraid, selling off stocks, selling off crypto, selling off all kinds of stuff, and running into the protection of bonds, which means more buyers, the rates plummet. Now the rates are popping up. People are pulling back. The VIX exploding. It's funny how most people have no concept of what's going on with their money until something bad happens. Well, you've got about 3.5 to 5 months until everybody figures out how bad it really is. And if you want to think that's doom and gloom, you need to go, just go watch your Netflix. It says here, rapid interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve could make matters worse for global carry trade unwind, according to economist T.S. Lombard. The warning comes as market participants seek to aggressively roll back on carry trades following a dramatic global sell-off in risk assets. Carry trades referred to operations wherein an investor borrows in a currency with low interest rates, such as the Japanese yen, and reinvest the proceeds in higher yielding assets elsewhere. The trading strategy has been hugely popular in recent years. Stock markets in Europe were unsettled on Tuesday, pairing earlier gains amid a faltering sense of relief. An August stock slump has been partially driven by weaker than expected U.S. economic data at the end of last week. The readings led investors to worry that the Federal Reserve may be behind the curve in cutting interest rates to fend off a recession. If the Fed lowers rates, at a certain point, the bond market does come down because money gets cheaper, right? It will increase the amount of borrowing and take inflation to heights that you've never seen before in our country's history. Right now, because the government is straight up lying to you about what and how much inflation really is, we are right now at 1980s levels, all right? If the Fed was to drop rates right now, you would see things in a matter of 6 months to a year the data come out, you'd feel it a lot faster at the grocery store or your electric bill showing up. You'd feel it faster there. But when it happens, it would blow your mind. Well, the Fed knows this. They're smart. They watch the Ninja, I'm sure. When I was at lunch the other day, my buddy said, I can't believe how fast it happened. He's been watching the channel for a while. He has a successful business. He works in the auto business, has a dealership. He said, I knew it was coming. I talk about this to other people, but it happened fast. He's got a channel, Lucky Lopez. He's like, it happened fast. But he's still excited because he's still working on a business. And he's got this other idea going. It's a brilliant idea. I can't wait to see him crush it. I even told him I want to invest in it because he's going to buck a trend. He's a smart guy. And he told me, he's like, Travis, I'm this close. I just feel it. I feel it. It's about to shift. And yeah, he's right, because inside every single one of us, we feel like something is shifting. Type 1 if you agree with that. You feel that shift inside. You may not be able to understand it or explain it to other people, but you feel it. I felt that multiple times with side hustles or palm trees. Oh, people are done. They're done landscaping their homes. They don't have the money. It's over. Tractors, buying and selling tractors after the Great Recession. Trailers. There was always a moment where it's like overnight, boom, the phone stopped ringing. Real estate, oh my goodness. It stopped just like on a dime. I talked to another gentleman. I don't want to divulge too much about this one, but because I just don't know what I can share or not, but this guy is successful. But he was talking to us like, I want to be where you guys are at. I'm looking at this. He goes, I'm so tired. He goes, I've worked my butt off most of my life. Every day, grinded. He goes, I haven't even had my own bathroom for X amount of years because I've been renting out the rooms in my house to be successful. He would rent the rooms out of his house. Young, single guy, smart guy. He's so successful. He's got so much more success in one finger than I have in my entire body at his age. And he's been grinding, but he told me yesterday, he goes, I'm tired. I want my Lambo. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with wanting a nice car. There is nothing wrong with wanting a big bank account and wanting to be able to travel around the world and to be successful for your family. There is zero wrong with that. There are so many people that will tell you and demonize you and try and make you feel bad for being successful. Don't ever, ever listen to them. Ever. I don't give a crap. Don't give a rip. Type it. I don't give a rip about what other people think of me. And this young man's like, I'm tired, Travis. I'm tired. I want my nice car. I want to have my own bathroom. He's got awesome real estate portfolio. And what's really cool is that the other day, something happened to him. A small tragedy happened to part of his portfolio. And he said it just shifted. His mindset shifted. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry that happened. He goes, you kidding me? It was a blessing. He goes, something just shifted in my mind. And I'm like, what am I doing? I've got to shift. And that's what every single one of you need to do right now. If you've got that gut feeling, and I'm not saying to go quit your job. You know, so many people, I hear whiners sometimes. 99% of you are incredible. You're out grinding and you're the type of person I want to be friends with, right? But then you get those whiners. Well, it must be nice for you being able to do this because you got money and I don't. You're a whiner. You work 5 days a week at best. You're a whiner. Try working 7 days a week since the year 2000. I was a full-time firefighter holding down multiple side hustles or businesses. To the 1% out there, the door is that way. Don't come back to this channel. Because right now, there are so many people in this channel in the comment section right now. Type 2 if you're a grinder, if you're a hustler, or you're trying your hardest. Type 2. See, they're not your type of people. So the 1%, just leave. There's videos of cats. Netflix has got a new video. Just keep crushing it. Look at all the 2s. You're not welcome here. Probably a liberal anyway. It's just like they said the other, what was it? When in 2016, there's an election going on. Stop me if you've heard this story. They're like, oh, well, this person, this heinous person, Hillary Clinton, is winning. She's crushing it. And someone real smart went, yeah, but it's just about to turn 5 o'clock. All the workers are about to get off of work and go vote. And that's exactly what happened. Come 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the votes just start stacking up differently. And the shift happens. Oh, sorry, the people that built this country that are working to support it, not the ones that are living off the support, they're about to go vote. And look at what's happening right now in the comment section. This ain't a joke. You know, you got all these fancy, and you know, this is really cool because who I got to have lunch with the other day, these are intelligent guys. They are hustlers. They are trying, and they're crushing it. One gentleman, he's like, man, I'm so tired. And it was real. And I looked at him, I said, you're going to crush it. And you could see this relief come over him because he just needed to hear it from someone that's been there, done that. You're gonna crush it. And I'm sitting with Jay Bravo and he's saying the same thing. He goes, dude, you kidding me? Dude, you're right on the verge. When you feel like you're so exhausted and you're just done and wiped, that's when it changes, it flips. It's like the universe lines up and goes, all right, it's now your time. Trust me, I know. We were talking about people in this space, this influencer space. I hate that word because my job's not to influence, my job's to inspire. Tell you about all the crap that happened in my life, and look at me now. And I still go through crap. I still screw up. I'm a total screw up. But there's a difference between someone that screws up and gives up and someone that just gets up and goes, oh, screw it. I'm not giving up. And you know the difference between those two people, honestly, are the people you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with other strong people, other people that are going, we're going to freaking kill it. We're going to crush it. I don't give a crap what the world shoves at me today. I don't care what I see in the mirror. I'm going to look past my looks. I'm going to look into my own eyes and go, do you got what it takes? I'm not joking. Do you have what it takes? I have to ask myself that all the time. There are lots of times I go to bed pissed off at myself. I was going to read a story about an opinion piece about the Federal Reserve raising or lowering rates, but the truth is it just doesn't matter. See, the economy is collapsing. I remember when I did the videos about Warren Buffett 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I said, watch Warren Buffett's going to start selling his stocks. And I explained what he did back in 2006. I got so much hate for it. And I said, oh, this is great because I'm going to just keep this video and there's going to be a day, and I should go do it today and contact someone to edit it up and read all the comments and then bring back the timestamps. You know, I was talking about a couple YouTubers, small YouTubers. They got like 40 doors, rentals, and they were just ripping me new ones. 2 years ago when I called the top of the market. It's now done. There's no messing around with it. July of 2022, I called the top of the market. By November, the data had come out because data's old, right? People just don't get it. You're looking 3 months back in the past, and that was the peak of the housing. Now those same YouTubers are going, the market's crashing. I'm like, good job, big guy. He'd sit there and they would make chant, and I didn't get pissed. I'm like, oh, screenshot, get ready. Because this is how much of fools these people are. They would say the economic ninjas, fear monger, he's wrong, he doesn't know. These people bought their first home in 2013. They ain't seen anything but prosperity because they have no idea what an economic cycle, an interest rate cycle even looks like. If it fell out of the sky, landed in their lap and started to wiggle. And I was telling one of the gentlemen yesterday at lunch, I said, how do you teach and help people without doing it in advance far enough that when the few figure it out and they go, okay, I see what you're saying, I get it. Now give them time to actually be a part of this and do something about it rather than get smacked upside the head. That's what a good teacher does. Oh, I should have said it earlier. There's 4 hours left to that bundle. If you want to save thousands of dollars on your next refinance or going and getting your first house or even your first rental, and you want to build that credit score, that bundle, of course, is down below. It's 4 hours left for the sale. That's what I do to make money now. I used to go around for the last 25 years and with friends and family say, hey, look at you're going to refinance. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Do this type of loan. Oh my gosh, do not pay that fee. And I'd save them thousands of bucks. Now I do it professionally for people all around the country. I love it. I love my job. You know, the truth is, and here I'm going to tell you another story. This may inspire you. When I was a firefighter for 26 years, 23 years at one station. No college education, barely made it through high school. But I had a gift of being able to train new firefighters and even firefighters, older firefighters, in a way that made the training so unique, so special, so real. And it would drive some of the guys at my station absolutely bonkers. And they would make fun of me, you know, those who can do and those who can't teach. Those guys are complete morons. You know what kind of skill it takes to be able to teach something to someone that doesn't understand, or somebody that has a working knowledge of a topic, and be able to inspire them to open their brain up to a whole new way of thinking or understanding, to where when they walk away from you teaching them, they can explain it to someone else. That's actually a gift. And so I sat inside of my gift, and I actually created a course that was the first of its kind. It was an off-road firefighting course for drivers. I went and got it. I wrote the syllabus and all the lesson plans. I went to the local college and got it accredited. And so the college could actually get money for teaching it. I taught it. And departments from all over, even, you know, as far as Oakland City and down near LA, they would come and bring their engines. And none of the guys at the station wanted to help me. Just a couple. And then when all of a sudden 20 fire engines showed up, they're like, what the heck is this? I'm like, oh, I'm teaching the class today. And then everybody would hop too, because they didn't want to look like slugs. And it got so popular at Cal Fire. It's a pretty big department in California. They actually went to my fire chief and they said, we want to stop doing our school in Ione. We want to come to your school, because it was different. And fire chief came, well, what do you think about that? And I think that's awesome, but I want you to give me 3 guys and 16 hours of overtime each, so we could build a proper cadre and get ready. He goes, there's no way I'm doing that, because he was a small thinking person, very small thinker. I said, you've got the biggest department in the state of California wanting to be taught by your department, and it's not, you can't, what? And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. He goes, you're not going to do it? And I said, yeah, because I'm not going to do it if I can't do it right. But my point being is that I was always mocked for that kind of stuff. And I know that you, and the only reason I tell you is because I want to inspire you, because, you know, I've had to deal with the mockers. Yeah, there's nothing different from your coworkers at work or being on YouTube and being mocked by a bunch of guys in fancy suits and fancy cars. They're now, there ain't nothing. And the cool thing is pretty soon it's all about to be exposed. You need to be listening to the right people. I'm not telling you that I'm right. What I'm telling you is that I've been through it. I understand. There are some people that feel like they're like the guy I was having lunch with yesterday. I'm sure he's watching this, which is awesome. I think it's so great. He's such a successful person. He's like, dude, I'm tired. I've been trying so hard and I'm tired. I'm like, and I had to point out what he already has accomplished. And then all I had to do is look into his eyes and say, dude, you're gonna crush it. That's all I needed to hear. You need to be around the right people. Man, I hope you got something out of this. It turned into more of it's not a rant. There's a difference between talking and sounding cocky and being confident. And the cool thing is, I don't give a rip what people think about me. I do care sincerely about the people that I help and encourage. And if that's all I can do today for you, then I'm going to do it. The markets collapsed yesterday, right? Just utterly crashed. Where you can't barely get out, actually exchanges shut down. That's bad. That's why I tell you, like with banks, you're about to see banks. That's why you want multiple banks. All right? One closes their door, says you can't take any money out. No problem. I'm going to go get money over here. That's why you have multiple exchanges. Crypto or stock. I watched a buddy of mine the other night freaking out. The Bitcoin was crashing and he couldn't buy any because he didn't have a crypto exchange open. He trades his Bitcoin through paper, through fake Bitcoin on the stock exchanges. I'm like, well, good news. They're closed. I'm buying and I just caught the dip. Let's just see what happens if it rips in the next couple days. I got a weird feeling. I think it's gonna. Hope you guys got something out of this. The Economic Ninja is out. Oh, there's 4 hours left that sale if you guys want it. If not, no worries. See you guys.